Yesterday during my live chat, I got a pretty interesting question. Someone asked me if I thought you should keep hearing protection next to your bed with your home defense firearm, just in case you ever have to fire your gun. Because if you ever have to fire your home defense gun, it's probably going to be inside. It's going to be very loud. You might damage your hearing. Well, I thought about it when they asked me that question for as long as I possibly could in that type of a situation, which was almost no time. And my answer was, no, you shouldn't. Now, I know you do run the risk of some hearing loss if you fire a handgun with no hearing protection on, but if you're having to defend yourself in the middle of the night and it might be dark, etc., I think your hearing is one of your most important senses. You're going to have to be able to hear things as well as see, especially if it's dark. If someone's sneaking up on you, you're going to want to be able to hear them. If something moves off to the left or the right or makes a noise, you're going to want to be able to hear it. Even if your dog is reacting to them, like say you have a dog and it runs off somewhere and reacts to them, you're going to want to be able to hear where they're at and what's going on. Now, a lot of people say, well, what about getting the ones that have the hearing enabled, where you turn on the little knobs? I have those when I use it to range, where you can actually hear people speaking, etc., but it blocks out the harmful noises. Well, that's a better alternative, but it still negates your hearing to a point where I don't consider it worth it. Because as far as I know, I don't know if they make any that can tell you where sounds are coming from, but with those, you're just hearing speakers right here. So if you hear a noise over there, you don't know if it's over there in front of you, over there behind you, directly to your right, is it 9 o'clock? Is it 7 o'clock? Whatever. You just don't know. So I don't think I want to take that risk if I'm in a life or death situation. And if I'm actually going to have to fire my gun, it's a life or death situation. And in a life or death situation, I want every sense I have working to peak efficiency. I want to be having every advantage I can have. I will run the risk of a little hearing damage. Now, some things you can do to negate the risk of hearing damage in the home with your self-defense firearm is choose a round for home defense that is quieter. Choose something that maybe is a lower caliber, that is subsonic, etc. Because if you're defending yourself in your house, unless you have a palace, it's probably going to be up close and personal, so pretty much any good self-defense round is going to do the job. It doesn't have to be the biggest, baddest, fastest round you can get. And you might not want that anyway in the home because you don't know, you might have to be shooting like towards your child's room or something. You don't want something that's going to go through a person and then 2 layers of drywall and then a dresser and still be able to do some damage. So, you want to keep it, reasonable power-wise, and that will help reduce the volume that you're going to be subjecting yourself to when you fire the gun. So chances are in the middle of the night, you have to take your gun and go investigate something that goes bump in the night. It's just going to be a raccoon getting in the garbage or something like that, which is why I always say, you don't call 911 as soon as you hear a noise. That's what a lot of people say, oh, call 911. What, because a garbage can got knocked over by a raccoon, or because my cat shoved something off the kitchen counter, I'm going to call 911? I don't think so. I'm going to go see. It's my home. So when I go see, chances are I'm not going to have to fire my gun because it's going to be something like that. Therefore, hearing protection is not needed at all. But if something is where I'm going to have to fire my gun, like I said, that's a life or death situation. I want all my hearing, all my sight, every sense I have available to me, I want it to be working as well as it possibly can. So I'm not going to negate that by putting on hearing protection. You ain't even my real dad.